Well, hello everyone. Welcome back to a webinar. My name is Les Picker with Lester Picker Fine Art Photography. And this is going to be a very informal session today where I'm going to be talking about camera bags. I get asked that often, what kind of camera bag do you use? So let me preface it by saying that none of the camera bags I'm going to show you today am I sponsored by, do I have any relationship with whatsoever. I have nothing to do with these camera bag manufacturers. But I do have certain preferences and ways that I like to work, which I'll share with you. So let me start by saying that choosing a camera bag or a series of camera bags is a very personal choice. We're all different sizes and shapes. Some of us have we all each have different camera systems, different lenses. So really choosing a camera bag is a personal choice. But what I look for my purposes, and believe me, there's no joke in what I said online here. I probably had 50, 80 bags in my career, which stretches back a good number of years, of course. But in choosing a bag, I look for a few things. Number one, and most important, is functionality. If it doesn't work for me, if I have trouble getting into and out of the bag, if it doesn't have the right compartments for me, or the room I need for my camera maybe, or 2 camera bodies and 3 or 4 lenses, then the thing, it doesn't do any good. So I have gotten camera bags and either shipped them back or gotten camera bags and used them find out that they're really not as functional as I thought, and then I go on to another bag. So that's the first thing I look for. The second thing is really durability. Bags today, I mean, the kind of photography I do where I'm in very remote spots on Earth, under very difficult climatic conditions sometimes. I'm thinking Arctic, Antarctic, the deserts of Egypt, wherever it might be. The camera bags get a beating, and I do want them to protect my gear. So the ruggedness of the build, the durability of the fabric, all of that enters into my equation when I'm thinking of buying a bag. And I also want to make sure my bag is somewhat flexible. So that it can serve 2 or 3 purposes, not just one. And I'll explain that as I show you some of the bags that I use. And then finally, of course, is price. I have to say that in today's world, good camera bags are not cheap. They're going to be expensive. And it really will depend, again, on the build, the durability of the fabric, etc. But keep in mind that if you think you're going to get a good backpack bag, for example, for $100 or $200, those days are past. We're talking more in the $300 to $400 range. If you're talking about excuse me for a minute, it is allergy season here in Maryland, where I'm broadcasting from, so I apologize in advance. So with that in mind, let me give you, Bob is behind the camera, so I'll be giving him instructions on when to show you some of these bags, which Bob would be now. Down on the table here, I have a few bags I want to dispense with right away because they're not my primary bags that I use. But if you're going to be traveling a lot with your gear to remote spots or whatever, I have a bunch of smaller bags that carry various things. Like here are everything from rubber bands to cords to tape, whatever, in my catch-all little bag, just a little carry bag like that. Another bag has, I carry my batteries in, and my card readers, and I have several card readers just in case that I carry with me. So these are just simple bags, no big deal about it. I also carry a cleaning bag, right? So these are where I have my sensors, swabs, a bunch of lens cleaning wipes, and the various other things.
You don't actually carry all this stuff.
No, this is not something you carry on your body. These are things and bags that I use to on trips.
Store
on
stuff
camera.
in the closet?
Speak again?
Maybe store stuff in the closet?
Well, yeah, you can store stuff wherever, Bob. So anyway, so these are just some examples that I wanted to give you, just for the accessory kinds of things. I often travel with this. I use a lot of think tank bags, by the way, because I think they make a very fine product, and I've been using them for I don't know, 15 years, pretty much when they started. Deanne Fitzsimmons and so on. Anyway, I use this particular bag, this think tank airport check-in it's called. It's got tons of room for a lot of your go-to equipment, accessories that you might need. This is not primarily a camera bag, admittedly. It's got a great back area for your laptop. So if I'm going on a small trip, like a weekend shoot, or maybe I'm in New York for the day, I'll take this bag, which has room in it for a camera. I often put a camera body with no lens attached, just because it fits thinner into the bag. And then I will take my lens separately. And usually it's just a walk-around lens. In the old days when I used to shoot Nikon, it would be my 2470 perhaps I would have with me. And then I'd be happy with a small bag like this. Okay, it's a shoulder bag, by the way, and I'm going to tell you about shoulder bags in a moment. Another bag that came my way, this is very interesting, is this is not a camera bag. It's a bag put out by ECBC, it's called. Bob, if you can just show them this. It's ECBC. It's a company that just makes regular shoulder bags, but I found that it was extremely roomy, and I was able to put in camera dividers, right? That you get with lots of camera bags. You can buy them independently. And this is a great bag for me, again, if I'm...
That's my cup of tea. I just chuck everything in the middle, and we're good.
Everything's good.
Well, I just chuck everything in the middle, and we're good with my camera
yeah,
bag. That's my cup of tea. I don't like all them little compartments.
Right. So, yeah, Bob and I are different.
Pair of jeans, couple lenses, some underwear.
And this thing also has a great ability for a backpack, for a laptop. And with TSA, the good thing is TSA allows you to just put it on the belt like this, and you're fine to go. So, again, it's a general purpose, day-long bag. I have a problem with shoulder bags because I find that after I'm walking around for an hour or so, it really starts bothering my shoulders, my neck. I don't particularly care for it. This is a Tenba bag that some of you might find useful. I do not, because since it's so large, it carries a lot of gear, which makes it very hefty, very weighty, and as a result, I just can't use it on my shoulders.
It looks more like a tool bag.
Yeah, it does. It looks like a tool bag or an old doctor's bag, doesn't it?
Well, they had the gate mouth thing. A lot of briefcases did, but now I see those kind of things used by tool guys, hammers, nails, that kind of stuff.
The tool guy.
The tool guys.
But what I'm saying is, where I did find this useful is for drone gear. Really a great bag for that if you're into drones. Anyway, but here, what I want to do today is really talk to you about the gear that I use specifically every day, day in, day out, on my trips or backpacking, or even walking around in the street for street photography or cultural photography, as I call it. So let me start with there are 4 bags I mostly use, but I'm going to start with a 5th bag just to give you an idea.
Do we have any questions?
All right, this is your typical Pelican case, right? You're all familiar with that. I only use this kind of a case when I have to travel to a remote area and I really need the protection a case like this. So Bob, I'm not sure if you can get, I'm sure you can probably get this
trying.
in.
Yeah. There you go.
Now it comes with a bunch of foam. I want to show you though how deep it is. You have that?
Yep.
Okay. So it comes with a lot of foam, which you can tear out little pieces of the foam. It's all pre-scored, and you can fit it exactly for your cameras. So when I used to shoot 4x5 film camera, I would put all of my film gear in here and then ship it to wherever it is that I was going to. The good thing about the Pelicans nowadays is that they often come, I think all the Pelicans, if I'm not mistaken, all Pelicans have it, they have these inserts. And these inserts fit perfectly into the Pelican case, and then it becomes sort of like a regular case that you would take onto a plane with you or something like that.
I actually have 2 extra Pelican inserts. I have no idea where they came from.
Yeah, I'm missing the exact insert for this one, so maybe it's mine, who knows.
No, it's not yours. It's smaller than that case.
Bob says that all the time. I don't know. Here's the other good thing about the Pelican cases. They are wheel cases.
Not all of them.
You can, not all of them are, but the ones that I use, since I have to take them into the airport, so that's one example of a case that's in my repertoire, and I use every so often, but not that often. So let me show you what I use absolutely all the time. This is the international. This is the Think Tank International bag. Now, I have nothing to do with Think Tank. They don't sponsor me. I don't make any money from plugging their products. But I have to tell you that this is one of the best buys I've ever made. I've been using this bag for, I'm going to guess, I don't know, 12 years or something like that. And I use it for every trip I take. Because I have to get onto the plane, and this is called the Airport International, because it's guaranteed to fit into the luggage areas on top of planes.
Until they change that.
Until they change it, that could be. So let me show you some quick things about it. It's got a front pouch you can put your last minute items in. On the top, and by the way, this is a security conscious bag I'm about to show you. It's got a great, a little organizer area for incidentals up on top, quick access, and it does have a lock here, a combination lock for quickly just tying it up somewhere while you're waiting, maybe at the airport. You clamp it to your chair, whatever that you might want to do. On the outside, Bob, can we get this in here because that's important? Yeah. It's got a security lock here, which actually attaches to the zippers, and they actually click into this lock. You put in your combination. Again, very easy to use, but very secure. So that at least prevents anyone from getting inside your bag when it's lightly attended. You're not paying too much attention to it. But on the back here, can we get that, Bob?
Yep, we got it.
On the back here, you've got a, and look how battered up this is, because believe me, this has been to the Arctic, the Antarctic, the South America, Canada, all over the place. But here it has another titanium chain that you attach a lock to, and this allows the whole bag to now be secured. Don't forget, you have security from getting into the bag, but now the bag itself can be secured to an object. And if you go to my blog, by the way, I have a little blog there somewhere I wrote several years ago as to where I tend to tie these up when I'm in a hotel room. And I actually take that chain and I wrap it around between the toilet bowl itself and the tank, and secure my bag there in bathrooms wherever I'm staying, because no one's going to take a toilet apart to get to whatever, whatever in the bag. Also, in that little pouch in the back, I have the rain cover for this whole bag. So I keep it right in there. There's a rain cover, works really well. There are times, you'll get to a place and it's pouring right outside of the airport or wherever else. But inside, this is where the rubber meets the road, so to speak. There's a lot of organizational ability here, so I love that. I have my lens cleaning tissues, whatever I want when I travel. And then the inside of the bag is really super, super flexible. So right now I shoot medium format, the Fuji GFX system, which is a good sized camera, but I can fit my two GFX bodies in there and all 4 of my lenses. Really very roomy. One tip I want to give you is when I get shipments, I save these kinds of bubble wraps of different sizes, different shapes. And what I do is I will, even though they're well padded in here, I wrap my lenses in these things. And then when I'm done with all my packing, my gear is all safe, I take some large sheets of this and I lay it on top, right? Just another extra precaution for me. They don't weigh anything, so you don't have to worry about the extra weight, and they fold up so easily. You stick them wherever you'd like. So I think for me, this is the base of my mobility system as I travel around the world, leading tours or going out for my own photography. There's also a really, really nice handle here that, and I want to show you why I'm pointing this out, and that is because I pair this bag when I travel with this carrier, which is a Think Tank Urban Design 50, it's called. It is super roomy. So if something either doesn't fit into my Airport International, or I want this to be available to me as soon as I land or while I'm in the airport, I will put usually one body here and one lens, although this will fit a body and 2 lenses very, very easily. The back of this bag carries my laptop, and then the front has all sorts of organized. I'm not going to get into all the details. I'm not a salesperson for them, but I like it because it's so flexible. Again, this bag I've been using for at least 10 years. I had its predecessor for a few years and loved it so much I bought the upgrade. One of the things I like about it is that it is designed to match the airport, international airport, and it just fits like that, so I can wheel it through the terminal, and I've got all my gear with me in one nice package. So the airlines consider this a carry-on. They consider this a personal item. At least they used to. I don't know post-COVID what's going to happen, but I like that system because it works for me.
Well, now you can have the whole plane to yourself if you go now.
Let's see. Okay, so we got a great comment from Don Brown up in Pennsylvania, and he says, I'm sorry, North Carolina, Don. I have this one. He has my Pelican case, and he's actually bolted it into his Jeep for security purposes. Great idea. I like that. I'm going to think about doing that. Thank you. Okay, now working our way up, I'm going to show you the next thing that I've just recently added to my repertoire, and I love it. LowePro makes a terrific sling pack, which it does not hurt my shoulders and my neck as I carry it, which is super helpful to me. This is a terrific bag. It goes on very quickly. It has a very stable platform, and I can just buckle it up there. It is adjustable, so the straps here will allow this to ride higher on my back or lower on my back as I like it. And it's just a comfortable bag to go around with. And I've been using it a lot lately, and I'll show you why. Actually, I'll take it off to make it easier for you to see. The case you can access very easily. And look at this. I have in here my Fuji GFX, and this is a hefty camera, folks. So I've got my Really Right Stuff L bracket on here. Love Really Right Stuff's products, truly love them. Machined well, everything's good on it. So I have my L bracket, and this is the GFX 100, so it's a 100 megapixel camera, and this is a 120 millimeter macro lens that I have on here. That's a hefty camera, but look at this. There's so much room on the bottom inside this case that I can easily get into it and out of it, put my camera in and out very easily. Surprisingly, there's also enough room for another lens. So I've got my 32 to 64, which is also a pretty hefty lens, since it is medium format, and I just keep that there. I keep my cable release in the little pocket over here. I keep some extra cards in here. Here in the front, I keep my filter. My filter system fits perfectly right in here. And by the way, in 2 weeks, I'm going to be doing a much anticipated filter systems. I'll be looking at Lee, Stingray, and the new Wine Country filter system, all three, and comparing the pluses and minuses of them all. And then on the top here, I keep my Kinesis pack with all my filters in there. So everything fits perfectly for me. There's even additional room there, but I like this bag because it's simple. I just grab it and go. There's a rain jacket in the back over here, which I won't take out. You'll take my word for it. There's a rain jacket. So it's got lots of features that I really enjoy, and I love how light it is when it's empty. So I know all the weight here has just been added weight, and it's very reasonably done. Okay, let's see if there's anything else here. No other questions right at the moment, but I want to end with the pack I use the most. And this is actually sort of a love affair with this pack. It took me, of all the packs I own, the backpacks that I own or have owned, this took me the longest to find the right solution for my needs. I hike at altitude. I hike sometimes for an entire day or for 2 or 3 days at a time to get to some remote areas. I was always looking for a pack that was light enough and that was so well thought out and engineered that I knew this would be my last pack. And in fact, folks, this is. If I have to replace it, it's going to be replaced with with the next version of it. I'm not going to look anywhere else. This is put out by a company called Mindshift. It's Mindshift, and this is the Rotation 180 Pro. Rotation 180 Pro. So let me show you a few things of why I absolutely love this pack and wouldn't sell for any other. So let me put it on here. Okay, I want to attach it. There we go. I hope this doesn't interfere with the mic, but whatever. Okay, first thing I want you to notice with this pack is how beautifully it conforms to your body. So I like mine on the top to be tight and snug. So it's got 2 adjustment straps right on the top, and I just hike it up and notice how conforming it is. It's like it's like a glove on your back. I have virtually no back pain. I've got 30 pounds of gear that I usually carry in here. I do have gear in here right now, by the way. It's not empty. I'll show you that in a moment. But it's just so infinitely adjustable. Every strap, everything is adjustable. Now, why is it called a rotation 180? I'm going to show you now because it has something that no other backpack has. And I love this feature. In the back here, can people see that, Bob?
No, I gotta grab it. There we go.
Okay, there's a little latch. It's magnetic. So I just pull it, right? It just pops right back into place. I pull it like that. I grab the this little loop that's on the side, and that's it. I've got my prime shooting gear right in front of me. Now, it goes back in as easily. I can just go there. There's another strap in here on this side, and then when I just pull it like that, it goes right back in. I'm done. I put my magnetic lock in there so the bag doesn't twist out, and I'm ready to go. So let's take a look at that again. Take this, move it into the front. One thing I love about this is I sometimes, even though I'm not shooting, while I'm hiking, I'll take out the bag with a camera in it and hike with a balanced weight, some in the front, a lot of it in the back. It's really quite helpful. In here, handy to me, and I think you folks who shoot DSLRs or medium formats will appreciate it, I have my Fuji 50S, which is a 50 megapixel camera, attached to a 250 millimeter Fuji non lens. That's quite a load, folks. But it fits in here absolutely perfectly. I keep my extra memory cards in here. I keep an extra battery of 2 in here. And on the top here, I keep my lens tissues, my business cards, some business cards, and whatever else.
Is that the feature that broke your 80 to 200, 70 to 200?
Yes, this fit when I shooting my Nikons, my D850, Nikon D850, fit in here with the 7200, no problems at all. In fact, I had a divider right here, so and I kept things on the other side of the divider.
Which was the bag feature that broke that lens?
Which is the bag feature that broke the lens in Costa Rica?
Well, the 80 to the 70 to 200 that broke, and you blamed it on a bag feature.
No, it actually, no, it was my, it was my 16 to 35 in those days I had.
Oh,
and
okay.
it was a difficult feature, which I won't get into right now. I don't want to
muddy the waters.
Yeah, I don't want to muddy the waters here. Okay, so let me take this off and show you some other aspects of this. What about the top of this bag? All right, so I'm going to show you this. The top has again, another pouch here for odds and ends and incidentals. Inside the bag, there is plenty of room for all sorts of stuff. So I keep so I have one lens mounted on the pull-out, and I keep 2 lenses here, and then either third lens or whatever else, maybe another lens and body combined here. So it is absolutely roomy for my needs. When I was shooting Nikon again, I could have as many as 4 or even 4 lenses plus another body, which is really terrific. Plenty of room on the sides for adding. Again, I keep a pouch here with, here's my filter caddy, my memory card caddy right there. On the side, there are pockets, really nice side pockets to use. On the top, there's another pocket, which I don't have to show you. I mean, it's just like that. And then right below it is a open up pouch, again, with another storage area. I keep more cards there, what do I have in here? Yeah, a snack even. I do have this extra tarp that it's an option that spreads out, like if you're lying on the ground shooting up at trees. And my rain jacket is, not my rain jacket, the camera bag rain jacket is right there. And by the way, this baby is years old, a lot of years old. Another thing is it has a tripod pocket that's totally adjustable. It flips down. There's a side zipper here, and I've often carried on the plane my laptop right here. So you can use that as another pocket for whatever you need, laptop or some other piece of gear that you might have. Another thing that I wanted to show you is that this side pocket is made expressly for a Camelback water unit. So you just, where do I have it here? Okay, I just pulled it out from myself here. But it's a complete Camelback unit. Here's the unit, the part that goes into the mouth. And it actually threads up through the backpack and comes out through a series of loops, so it hangs right here on your neck, on your shoulder rather. A really good feature for me, because then you don't have to carry an extra water bottle, which may not fit into the pockets the way you like them. This thing really works. What else? Oh, yeah, now I want to show you a real incredibly good feature. That another reason I love this bag. Okay, give me a second, I just have to grab a tripod. Okay, so next week, I said 2 weeks we're going to be talking about filters. Next week we're going to be talking about tripods. And for now, let me just use my Really Right Stuff tripod here, which I love Really Right Stuff gear. So, you know, sometimes I get tired. I'm carrying this around all day with a camera on it maybe, or just the thing, where do I put this tripod? It's always a hassle. What Think Tank has done is they give you these straps, right? They may be an option, I'm not certain, but I bought them so long ago, who knows. What you do with this is you simply take your tripod, right, and you put it through these loops, right, this loop right here, right? Let me just get it in there. Good. And then you simply take that strap, put it around your, let me get it a little bit longer. There. Put it around here, clamp it, and you can walk around all day long with this on your side. It's not in your way. The good thing about it is it's joined to the shoulder harness, so you're not feeling it on your lower back or whatever. You're feeling it. It's well balanced here, and you can still get to your camera here if need be. Very easy to use. It's a great system, and I particularly love it. So if you're interested, this is a nice system to use. Okay, any questions that have come up? We have another question here. Could you use a wider lens so it can see it all? Use a wider lens. I'm not sure. Yeah, I think I can. Hang on. I'm assuming you're talking about this?
No, this. They're talking about zooming out so that we can see
okay.
something.
What do you want to see? I'm not sure. Macarena, can you just clarify what it is that you that you're looking, that you would like us to see wider, that you'd like to see wider?
It gets pretty dicey pretty quick.
I'm trying to think, there are other features that that you might be interested in. I think I've covered most features in this. If you like, I mean, you can carry the tripod on the back if you're inclined to do that. I don't like to do it because it tends to really work my back not very nicely. I end up with a sore back if I carry the tripod in this pouch here. That's why I like the side thing, and I can get to it much easier. And that's another thing, by the way, folks. My previous backpacks were constantly on and off and on and off to access the equipment. I take this backpack off probably, I don't know, 75% less than I did my other backpacks, because I have this rotation system that allows me access to my camera. Yes, there are times I have to take off this to grab another lens to do a lens change, but I want to show you something I do that I find helpful on my lens changes, and that is when it's time to change a lens. In addition, all I do is take my hand out of there. I go like that, and this is meant to stay like this, and then I can grab my lens out and do my lens change. And I usually do the lens change right on here, so I'm not subjected to the elements quite as much. So I have my camera ready, get my lens ready, and so on. And that's the 23. I'm going to keep that out in case someone wants to see more lenses in any one of these packs. Okay, let me look at questions again. All right. Oh, you want to see more of me and gear, okay? John says that Think Tank makes great bags. I have two, will never give them up. Absolutely agree. I should charge Think Tank for this, for these plugs, but I truly believe in this. Look, I've been photographing for 50 years, folks. It's a long time, and I've been through so many bags and so many other kinds of gear, which I'll be talking about in future weeks. But I have to say that the Think Tank and the Mindshift bags are just terrific, with the one exception of this. I have not found a sling bag that I really liked until I found this LowePro. And the major reason, remember I talked about your individuality. It's really a question of what's functional for you. And for me, these medium format rigs, I'll call them, they take up a lot of room. So I needed something that was deep enough to fit to be able to easily just put this in and out and be able to retrieve it while the pack was still on it. So for me, this was sort of a no-brainer once I tried it. And then when I swing the bag out front, I just open it up, take out my camera, and I'm fine, right? So now I cannot keep the articulated viewfinder up to get it in here. I do have to collapse it, but I do all day anyway, as I'm shooting on a tripod or not. So that goes right back in there. I'm ready to go. So if any of you have a large format camera, a medium format camera system, this is really a good deal.
That actually might be good for an entire system on a smaller camera.
Exactly. Bob points out if you have a smaller camera system, Olympus or Nikon Z6 or 7, this would be really I think probably this would fit 1, 2, 3 lenses aside from your camera mounted lens. But of course I'm not talking about a 200 or 400 or
I could probably fit 5D Canon,
yeah,
my EOS R, and the three lenses I actually use. You know, my 50, my 85, and my zoom. Because I don't carry telephotos. Okay,
right. Right.
and not telephotos are the killer.
Yes.
When in terms
We all
of
know
space.
that, and for the Fuji, that it's a super killer because that 250 is a weighty proposition, but it's a wonderful lens. I have to say, just a terrific lens. All right, Let's see. Any other questions that you might have? Anything else? Well, we've been on here for about almost 45 minutes. If you do have any questions that you think of afterward, please feel free to write me. You can get to me through my website, which is lesterpickerphoto.com. When this goes, when we put this onto YouTube, finish editing it and get it up on YouTube, we'll have the link to my website. Also, if any of you do digital printing, please feel free to download for free my 163-page fully illustrated guide, very comprehensive guide to digital printing. Lots of questions answered. You can also go to the website that was created for that and pick up new case studies, new things that maybe some issues that you run into when you're printing. People write to us, we then answer that in these case studies. So that's if you're interested, we'll have the link to that, but it's fineartprintebook.com, fineartprintebook.com. So we'll have that there. So last I want to mention is stay tuned next week. It'll be next Wednesday, not Tuesday, next Wednesday at 2 o'clock. We're switching to Wednesdays. I should mention, before I go on, the ebook, the digital printing ebook. The reason it's free is it's sponsored by two wonderful sponsors that we do work with all the time, and that is Moab Fine Art Papers and X-Rite Calibration Equipment. So those two have made this available to all of you, and we certainly appreciate their efforts, especially in this time of the COVID. It gives you a chance to review that book and get up to par on it. Next 2 weeks. Next Wednesday, 2 o'clock, I'll be talking about tripods. I'll be just talking about what I look for in a tripod, why I use a tripod, how I use one, and what I've landed on for my tripod system, if you will. And then in 2 weeks, Wednesday at 2 o'clock, in 2 weeks, I'll be talking about filter systems. I'll be looking at Stingray, Lee, and Wine Country filters and comparing them, talking about their strengths and weaknesses. So, until then, I think that's it. Wait, we have one more question. Okay, so I use this, David wrote, I use both Nikon Z6 and the D850, and I use a Tamron 150 to 600 with the D650. Well, I'm assuming he meant the 850. Do these bags handle this? All right, we talked about a bunch of bags. The airport, if you're talking about packing to go, absolutely will handle all of those systems all together. You'll fit the D850, the Z6, and a variety of lenses.
And you actually used to have a 200 to 400 you put in there, didn't you?
That's correct. Thanks. Bob reminded me
huge.
that for years I also use a 200-400, a Nikkor lens.
F4, the big one.
F4, yeah, the big one. And that fits in perfectly in there with two bodies and even other lenses. But of course, in that case, I also use that carry-on that I showed you.
The retrospective?
For an extra body and an extra lens that didn't fit into the bag.
You're talking about the retrospective on top?
Yeah, this bag here, as I mentioned to you, it fits onto the International Airport International, but it's a great extra camera bag. I use this thing all the time. Well, you can see how beat up it is. I use it all the time. I maybe need a new one at some point, but it's getting a little a little long in the tooth here. So.
How about the backpack? Your favorite backpack? Will that fit the Nikon telephotos?
Okay, so the Nikon, so this, this backpack here, the Rotation 180 Pro, absolutely, it takes, it'll take your Tamron easily, no problem at all. It'll fit it actually in the rotation part of it here, but there's also so much room in this upper part that you can configure in any way you want. I have it configured this way, but it's completely adjustable. So you can have that Tamron laying on the bottom part over here.
Or long ways.
Or the long way,
yeah.
Either way, whatever fits. That's what I love about these cases. You need that flexibility, folks, to tailor it to your particular needs. I don't shoot flash. Bob shoots flash, so he's going to need different configurations.
A truck and a crew.
The what?
A truck and a crew.
Yeah, right. You wouldn't believe the stuff Bob has to cart around. Umbrellas and strobes and all this other stuff.
Now, the one lens you didn't test in any of these bags is that big, giant Sigma, the green one with the handle on top.
Yeah, right. The 2,000 millimeter Sigma. I didn't test that one. Of course, you'd need a truck for that.
That's why it's got a handle on the top.
So yeah, it does have a handle. That's true. Looks like a bazooka. Oh, and I should mention also, silly as this is, maybe. On the straps themselves are two pouches, and that's where I put my GPS and my cell phone. I keep them there while I pack. You know, I always carry my GPS with me, and because it has an emergency beacon in it. So I think that about covers it. I hope I've answered your question, and that's it. And Don, I want to thank you for your suggestion about bolting my Pelican to the rear part of my car. I think that's a great idea.
I think you just sew it to your back, maybe.
Okay, yeah, that's right. I could bolt it through my chest. So I think I better. There's one question I have. I can't believe that Gary has not asked me a question. Come on, Gary, you can do it. All right. So that's about it. Hope you enjoyed it, folks. And until next Wednesday at 2 o'clock, that'll be it for us.